Supreme Court has fixed February 10th to determine two suits brought before it by the All Progressive Congress APC, challenging the legality or otherwise of the election conducted for local governments in Rivers State last year. The Apex Court fixed the date on Tuesday after clearing all preliminary issues raised by parties involved in the legal battle. A 5-man panel of justices of the court, led by Justice Musa Uwani Abba Aji, after disposing of all motions in respect of the two appeals, ordered lawyers on parties to file for their exchange their respective belief of arguments for and against before the adjourned date. The Federal High Court in Abuja had last year issued an order which restrained the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, from releasing voter register to Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, ROSIEC, for the purpose of conducting the council election. Justice Peter Lifu, who issued the order, predicated his decision on the fact that conditions precedent for such elections were not followed by the Rivers State Local Government Electoral Commission. Justice Lifu also barred the Inspector General of Police, IGP, and the Director General of the Department of the State Security Service, DSS, from participating or providing security protection for any local government election in Rivers State. Mr. Momo, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, first, thank God that the Supreme Court had finally called up this case, and then we hope that they would rise up to the occasion and put a stop to this madness of courts of coordinate jurisdictions giving different rulings on same subject matter. We hope that the Supreme Court will rise above political leanings and make itself not just a court of justice, but a court of policy directions, because the Supreme Court has the powers in its judgments to create a law and reset societies, and we hope that that would happen, because that would pave a way for the conduct of local government elections, not just in Rivers State. It will be also a case study for other states to fall in line for those who are lacking behind. Like in my state now, we also have some cases where it's been tested in court as regards the power of the State House of Assembly to suspend local government chairmen and others. So I think that the judgment, or rather I hope that the judgment will go above that to set precedents for the generations to come, because the conduct of local government election, and it must be clearly decided, does State Electoral Commission has powers to conduct elections without the data from INEC? Because in the first place, INEC was barred from releasing data to RISEC to conduct that elections. So that will put a stop to state electoral commissions either bypassing INEC to conduct elections. So that will go a long way to set
precedents.
Yes, for other states. That's one. Two, and RISEC, or let me not even say RISEC, but state electoral commissions do not in any way generate data to conduct elections. Those data purely belongs to INEC. And I think that in doing that, we will now begin to have cases where, that's why I said I hope that the Supreme Court rises above political issues and give a judgment that will stand the test of time, not the judgment that in future it will reverse itself. So I think...
What do you mean reverse itself?
No, we have had cases where the judgment that brought in the former governor Rotimi Amici, the court has reversed itself and said that will be the last judgment of the type that the Supreme Court will take, that they are no longer going to go that direction. But they took that decision to cure that particular ailment at that time in court. And so they will not be using it as a precedence
Going
for any
forward.
other. Yes, so but I would want something that they will give and not something that they will say, okay, we reverse ourselves in future. But I hope that this will also put pay to the nonsense going on, so that we know where the local government chairmen stand. This would also give us the power to know whether, without a proper constituted State House of Assembly, what the governor of Rivers State had done, whether it will stand. Two, whether the judgment that was given, I think a day or two prior to the conduct of that election, that's one. Three, which for me I am even more interested, is the court barring the Nigerian police from participating in that election. I want to know whether, by virtue of the fact that the commander-in-chief, who is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, had actually swore to an oath to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians, and by doing so he appointed, using his powers, appointed the Inspector General of Police to act on his behalf, whether a court can now ask the police not to participate in what has to do with lives and property. So there will be a lot of things for the Supreme Court to actually clarify and give light to. And then we hope that such would expand the jurisprudence of the law, so that tomorrow it will become a reference point. And so it will rather put paid to how states conduct local government elections, whether they are to rely on INEC for data, whether the States House of Assembly, to what extent do they have powers, because the Martins Amehule's House of Assembly did not approve, the RISEC constituted body did not approve money for that elections, and also the Supreme Court will, in its wisdom, and then we pray and hope that they will be able to give a sound judgment that would last the test of time.
Thank you very much. So if we look at this whole, let's say we want to jump the gun a little bit, and this judgment has been given, what do you think the fate of the local government elected chairman under this what's it called? What should I call it now? This misunderstanding, as it were. What do you think their fate would be?
First, if the Supreme Court goes against it, they cease to become local government chairman. What it means is that they have never become. They have never. Their names and whatever they are holding cease to exist. It's immediate. It takes immediate effects. And if it consolidates what the election that has been done already, I think there are some vital ingredients that needed to be sorted out to be sure that they are actually local government chairman. One, and which is the center of all, is the data from INEC. INEC has said severally that we did not release data to RISEC to conduct that elections. And RISEC is saying that they had the data to conduct that election,
which they are not supposed to be in possession of.
But they claim that they're in possession of it. And unfortunately, I do not have the evidences before me to say. But I think that their lordship has those evidences to see, because there are two things involved there. One is that INEC should release. Two is that, did INEC release? INEC said they have not released, but RISEC is saying that they have gotten those data. So I think it is for the court to then prove. But whichever way the judgment goes, if it goes in favor of the APC who took the case of the Supreme Court, it means that at the point of those pronouncements, those local government chairmen cease to exist. And in the eyes of the law, they never existed. Two is that we will then know the place of INEC and then the place of RISEC.
Right.
And I think that going forward too, I would also expect that probably an amendment of our Electoral Act, because the Court of Appeal rightly said that local government elections is not captured in the Electoral Act put forward by the National Assembly. So a lot of things that will shape the elections at the local government level is depending on what the Supreme Court judgment would give after their meeting of February 10, 2025.